Shish kebabs have been removed from the bears and now implanted in the bulls. And the question of the day is it all over? Was it all a trap? Well, I don't know about that, but we're going to be looking at some setups going on for the 3-hour time frame here, and then also a few of the corollary marks as well that I do think can add a little bit more color to the current situation for the more long term. Anyways, other than that, I want to welcome you back to the Krown Crypto channel. It's a lovely Saturday, I believe. It's boats outside right now. It's a good boating day. I don't have a boat, but I do have an app over here, which I'll show you right now. Anyways, let's just jump right into it, as I expect that today is going to be a more or less lackluster day. I want to start off things with a little bit more on the heavy hitting side with a bit of a 3-hour time frame setup. So this is based off of the HPDR indicator to begin with. And basically what we did see is that on the 3-hour time frame, Bitcoin did close well below that blue range low right here, that 50% of historical returns range, and is now oscillating within the 80% of historical returns range, or between that and the 50, I should say. Anyways, when this condition happens, I do like these setups where we do start to see volatility come down, which I actually don't even have my BBWP here, but I can bring it up. It's nice and easy to do, and you can get it for yourself as well freely on the TradingView public library. And anytime that we do see the closures below those returns range lows, plus a decline in volatility on the moving average, which we actually do have, I believe, as of right here, somewhere right around there at least, then there has been a nice setup based upon that does provide a bit of a higher probability for a bounce. How high of a probability, you might be asking? Well, I can put on my strategy tester right here, and we can see that it has actually marked that off, yes indeed, as an entry. And over the past 143 iterations, which does bring us all the way back to, let me just double check how far away this one goes. This one goes all the way back to 2018. There has been about a little over 67% probability for a nice upside move. And as you can see on the equity curve right here, it's been pretty steady over the years. So with that in mind, there has been, for the winning side of the trades, an average move in this case to the upside of just under 5%. That would be 4.86. I think you just see it barely at the top of the screen right there. On the other side, the failure condition for this one would be very, 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 very simple. And basically any sort of a closure below these 80% of historic returns range lows, which also correlates with the 29,650-ish region, let's say, would invalidate this, thus likely validating lower price action, like much lower price, as Bitcoin would start to confirm a bit of a breakdown. But until then, more likely to bounce from these regions before anything else. Not necessarily calling like a moonshot from these regions, obviously, as the average move was, again, just under 5%. So let's see what that would look like on top of current price action. And what's very interesting about this one is that sorry, I went a little bit too overboard right there, but I think the average was like 480. Yeah, 480 would put Bitcoin basically back around the highs what we did see on Thursday, coming off of the XRP news. So, that obviously would be a pretty damn good signal that, not only is Bitcoin going to put in a higher low right here, but probably continue on with that rally if that were to play out. And then, of course, because there is a failure condition, well, that is very, 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 clear and obvious here at 29,650. I do like this as a general setup with a higher probability in favor of the upside. Again, about 67%. So, with that in mind, and going off of that, I would be kind of leaning on at least an attempt for a bounce and see where Bitcoin gets from there. Now, of course, when we're talking about averages, we're not talking about, exact certainties. So in the case of, an upside move, that doesn't necessarily mean that, it's destined to get, like 480%, sorry, 4.8%, not 408%. That would be quite nice. I'm down. I'm very much into that one. I'm spending it all right now, actually. But that would still be suggesting, again, short-term upside, more likely than downside. Looking at PMARP levels, I do think that somewhere between a 4 to 5% target, if it does play out to the upside, would actually be reasonable in this case. Okay, cool. So we went over those conditions. We went over failure. I should also say that this script, because I get a lot of questions about these, is most similar right now to the current quant program / skeleton key offering that we do have in the store, and I just wanted to get that out because we've been getting a lot of emails about that, and I think it's just easier to get this information out on a video right here. This script in particular, however, is not what you get when you sign up to that to that service. Now, the service that you do sign up to, the skeleton key, it is a massive conglomeration of all the different tools that you can possibly use in the Krown trading ecosystem, plus well, whatever you can find on TradingView as well. And you can recreate this essentially, but this is just a more streamlined version, because if you do have the skeleton key, you know one thing: takes fucking forever to load. And this one, because everything's streamlined, is very, very, very fast. So it's much better when I'm, in the midst of creating setups for videos like this. All right, sweet. So we got through that. The next thing that I want to get into actually is a completely different market, kind of. And I want to go over here to Dixie and go over to the weekly. As the weekly does, I would say officially confirm this breakdown as we get a clear and obvious closure below that 101 region. And I would be looking for a continuation based upon this, somewhere down to 98.5, maybe 97. Again, there's just continuation of the overall analysis, but I do think that it's important to kind of follow up on these major and important closures. Weekly, we do see that hidden bearish divergence, weekly RSI back in the bearish control zone for the first time in a while. Volatility on the weekly time frame as well, expanding from some extreme lows. And we do see that weekly jewel also posture to the downside with, with support, in the same direction as the DMI as well. So this one, I'd still be looking for this one to continue onwards and lower, which does probably give a reprieve to rest of risk on assets and just markets in general. So in this case, would that be maybe a little more on the side of this particular setup over here playing out? Yeah, I'd say so, but obviously these markets don't trade over the weekend, so if it is going to happen, probably early into next week. In fact, I can actually look at the strategy chester over here and see what was the average amount of time taken in these trades. In the winning side, 16 bars. On the losing side, almost 30 bars. So 16 bars on a 3-hour time frame is what? That is 30, that's 48. Am I doing that right? No, that is 42. Let me just redo this in my head. No, that is 48. I'm being a mongoloid boy right now. So 48. What would that be? About 2 days, and that would be 2 days from this morning, essentially. So that would put us into about Monday if that one is going to play out again. Somewhere around there, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And on the losing side, almost double that. So if you don't see that move happen, let's say by Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Thursday of this coming week, downside probably gonna be the name of the game. So we'll follow up on that one when it does become more relevant. But looking at Dixie over here, if there's a good enough reason to continue on with that as a potential higher low, that would be it. Going into the HPDR ranges over here, I will go to the 4-hour time frame, and we can just see the fuckery that's going on. Not necessarily fuckery. I mean, in this case, bit of a trap move, obviously. Bitcoin getting above the range highs, even closing above the range highs. But again, on news, I guess I probably should have been more aware of that one, to be quite frank with you, as news-based moves typically do kind of get spit out and churned about. But I would consider this a bit of a trap. Closing above, then closing back below very much soon after that, and then playing back down to the range lows. Don't really have too much to update here. It's essentially the eternal range yet again. Range lows coming at about 29.6, which is very interesting because that is essentially almost exactly around the failure condition for this setup right here, right? So if Bitcoin does start to close below that region, not only would this be a failure, but we're probably looking at, but we're very likely looking at, an overall range breakdown. At that point, I'm going to be looking for, another $1,000, maybe $1,500 slide, somewhere around 28 to 28.5 region before the next sort of attempt for a bounce. I wouldn't even call it reversal there. I'd just say bounce and let's, see what it looks like at that point. But for right now, and, do keep in mind that it is a weekend, so I don't know how much I trust it just in general. But if we go ahead and reference stochastic momentum, let's start off over here on the daily. Daily time frame will actually turn back down today, by the way, assuming that Bitcoin does close below 30,600 right now, trading about $300 below that current pivot. 12-hour time frame is going to be showing downside pressure and also a trendline regression coming from the last few highs here. Jesus, man, I did it again. My chart's all convoluted with all my damn lines, but we'll be showing downside pressure below 30,800 almost. 6-hour time frame going to be showing downside pressure below 31,350. 4-hour time frame going to be showing downside pressure below 31,100, and hourly is going to be showing upside pressure, actually pretty intense upside pressure above 30,100. So take that as you will. I really don't trust momentum oscillators over the weekend all that much, and the ones that do typically work out, if any of them are going to work out, is the very, very low term time frame. So That's really all I got for today, honestly. What is it? Yeah, we're almost 10 minutes into this video. I think that's good enough. We can do the old buy bit chill over here. You can get the Jewel Light for free for the first 30 days if you follow the directions in the link in the description below. Is that a buy bit chill or a Jewel shill? I think it's a Jewel shill, actually. You can get it for free. I'm shilling it for free, baby. That's right. You can get it for free again. And yeah, I think it's a good place to be leaving off. As always, wishing you the best of the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully mañana.